Welcome back, friends. It's Christina's Curiosities, and join me as we read Taylor Swift is Stalking Me. Taylor Swift is Stalking Me. It started on a Saturday in August after a cruel summer. I was walking home from work when I saw her. I froze. She smiled like it was nothing, like we were still enchanted, like we hadn't said goodbye on that awful last kiss. "Hey there, lover," she said. "Nice cardigan. I always loved your style." I didn't know what to say, just stood there frozen. She just tilted her head. "You belong with me," she said softly. "I'm only me when I'm with you." I didn't know what to say. I wanted to run. "I knew you were trouble. You were 15, I told her. She shrugged. "Maybe, but I'm 22. And before I could answer, she pulled out my notebook. "I've been writing songs about you," she whispered. She approached and handed me a page titled "Our Song." I thought she was joking, but there was this look in her eyes like she'd been rehearsing this moment for years. The next week, she was everywhere. Outside my apartment, on Cornelia Street, in the back of my class, somehow behind me in line at the grocery store. She knew me all too well. I couldn't hide. She pretended it was coincidence, flashing that perfect smile, but I knew better. I said, "You have to stop. Don't blame me. You left, but I stayed." That was one night, I told her. "This obsession, this is mad woman territory." But she wouldn't listen. She just said, "Call it what you want, but I still believe in daylight." Then she added, almost like a threat, "If this was a movie, you'd come back." I tried ignoring her, blocking her. I had started dating someone new, Betty. That didn't stop her. One day, Betty found a handwritten note slipped under my door. It just said, "Better than revenge." That day, I confronted her again. She smiled, a cold, cruel smile that didn't reach her eyes. All you had to do was stay. But now there's bad blood. Ready for it? The words hung in the air like a warning. That night, Betty disappeared. I called her, texted her, but she was gone. I went to her apartment. The door was cracked open, like a secret waiting to be found. Inside, chaos reigned. Sheets were torn, strewn about. Memories of a love turned treacherous. The sharp scent of blood lingered in the air. Something dark and real. Something I wish I could forget. This is what happens when you steal my love. Welcome to your mad woman nightmare. I followed the sound of the dripping water to the bathroom. There in the tub was Betty, pale, eyes wide, shocked, covered in blood and scrapes. Death by 1,000 cuts. Above her, scrawled in red blood, were the words that haunted me. "Look what you made me do." Taylor had been there. She had made her mark. I held Betty's hand as she slipped away, feeling the weight of a haunted love story spiraling out of control. Taylor's words echoed in my mind. "Look what you made me do." And I realized I was just another Ronin in her labyrinth, stuck in the forever winter, a pawn in a game I could never win, a puppet on an invisible string, no state of grace to be found. That night she called me. I screamed into the phone. "No one is as cold as you. Tell me why." Then she whispered, "You'll never be clean." I yelled at her, "I don't want this. I don't want this story of us anymore." She laughed. "You think this is the end game?" "No, not yet." The trial was brutal. I sat there as she cried on cue, voice trembling, hands folded like prayer. She told them I was Mr. Perfectly Fine on the outside, but said underneath I was twisted, volatile, ready to snap. They said that I snapped because the way I loved her had turned inside out. She said I sent letters, broke into her place, threatened Betty. She begged me to help. She said I should have done more. I wanted to scream, but the moment I opened my mouth, the prosecution pounced. A would've, could've, should've man, they called me. Full of excuses and just enough charm to get close. No one believed me. I could never be innocent in their eyes. Not when she clutched her heart and proclaimed, "He told me once, I almost do, like loving me was a choice he regretted." The courtroom air thickened. I felt the verdict before they said it. Guilty as sin. That phrase would follow me for years. They cuffed me before I could stand. And in the stunned silence, I caught one last glimpse of her, not crying anymore, just sitting perfectly still, watching me like a portrait in a museum, untouched, unbothered. Prison didn't break me, but it bent everything else. Time lost shape, turned to dust. I stopped counting days and started counting the cracks in my cell wall. I memorized the pattern of lights overhead like a Christmas tree farm gone sour. Every night, I dreamed of her standing at the edge of my bed, smiling, the last great American dynasty, ruined, rich, and proud of it. They released me 6 years later, evidence overturned, testimony retracted. I was clean. That night, I found out I was getting out of the slammer. A guard whispered, almost to himself, "She finally slipped. They caught her." I looked up. What? He didn't answer, just walked on, keys jingling like a broken lullaby. I asked around. No one knew for sure. Rumors drifted through the vents. A trial in another state. A sealed record. A breakdown. I started hoping maybe she was finally behind bars. Maybe someone else had seen behind the curtain. She made the whole thing up, my lawyer said. Turns out she's done this before. You're free. But I wasn't. I stepped into the sun feeling like nothing new. Forgetting her was impossible. Then the letters started again. I was distraught. Somehow, she still found a way to haunt me, even in prison. First one was shoved into my mailbox. No stamp. "You were never mine, but I was always yours." I threw it out. The second arrived under my pillow. The third carved into my bathroom mirror. "You said it was nice to have a friend. Friends don't lie." I stopped sleeping. She was out of the slammer somehow. The walls started whispering. I told myself it was the wind, the ocean, the past folding in on itself. But then came the phone calls, just breathing, sometimes a faint hum. Once she whispered, "Call it what you want," but I never left. I dropped the phone. I sat on the floor shaking, realizing that she was still writing our story, and I was still the villain. I couldn't take it anymore. Somehow, she was still out there haunting me. I had to get away. I tried to run, rented a getaway car, no GPS. I drove until I forgot where I started, tried to begin again. Now I don't sleep. I moved cities twice. I had stayed so long to London, moved across the sea to Coney Island. I live in exile. But at night, I still hear it, the whisper through the wall. All you had to do was stay. Sometimes I hear rustling outside my window. Is it just the ivy? Other times, it's a scratching on the other side of the door. Strange noises come in with the rain. No matter where I go, I feel it. The invisible thread tugging at my back. I remember wondering, is it over now? Last night, though, something changed. I lay there in the dark when the sound of the front door creeping open made me jump, then fall. I lay still on the ground, heart pounding. I heard soft footsteps closer and closer, then a voice whispering right next to my ear. "I know places you can't hide from me." I fell into a cold sweat. The specter dissipated. Its message clear. I'm trapped now. Every room feels like prison. Every shadow looks like the archer waiting to strike. I thought I was the lucky one when I met her. Now I realize I was a foolish one. Tonight I found a knife on my pillow and scratched into the wall beside my bed and deep red. My only boy breaks his favorite toys. It's strange to think of the songs we used to sing. The smiles, the flowers, everything is gone. After the first date, I should have said no. I should have gone home. Should have thought twice and just let it all go. I would have been another Dear John. She would have been just another picture to burn. But it's too late. Now I know I'll never be safe. I'll never be out of the woods. This is her endgame. If you guys enjoyed that story and want to hear more, don't forget to click subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.